Hello, everyone. It's been a while between horrible weather and some stuff that I wanted to make video-wise, not coming to fruition until recently. It's been a tough winter. I hope yours was better than mine. With that out of the way, what today's video is about is Seti Astro Suite version 1.3.7, I believe. And what I want to do is enough has changed in the suite since my last video that it's going to require an updated video, and this is that video. It will not cover any of the stacking. I still use Siril and SirLic for my stacking. I prefer those tools. And there's some tools in Siril that I like the photometric color calibration, where it's picking up the sensor and any filters that you might have used to then correct for colors using the Gaia database. And I've been having wonderful results with that. And what we're going to see today is a SharpCap session with my C14 and the DS24. And these are it's just a saved stack, a 16-bit stack. So to get going here, the first thing you need to do is go to the Seti Astro homepage, which there'll be a link down below in the description. And you go to Astro Programs and Cosmic Clarity. You want to select the folder here and pick the OS of your choice. I am using Windows, so I have the March 26 version. You want to download that, and it's going to be a big download because it's got all the AI stuff in it. And then you want to go to Seti Astro Suite in the programs, and you want to click here, and I will be showing you this version today. And this was from last night. And again, I'm taking the Windows versions. After you have those downloaded, you will want to go and unpack them both. And then I have made a folder in my C drive called Seti Astro. And you want to move the Seti Astro Suite QT6.exe and the underscore internal folder into this location. And then the Cosmic Clarity Suite underscore Windows will have a folder called this, and you want to move this into the whatever your Seti Astro working directory is going to be and where it's going to be. And without that out of the way, you want to start the program, and it will open up in a smaller window. I like to go full screen with it. And then go to Preferences. And in Preferences, you want to go and if you use in like Grassfert, you can use that in Seti Astro using I believe it's this one. Which one is it? I think it's this one here. This is Grassfert. And the location for Grassfert is, let's see, whoops, wait a minute. My location is C, users, Jeff RH, app data, local, programs, Grassfert. And you select the executable and it will load it here. The StarNet executable, you want to point to that. And this is the CLI version, not the windowed version. Seti Astro Suite can now use ASTAP. So you would want to point to where your ASTAP location is. You can point to the Cosmic Clarity folder here, and that is located for me right here. So you just select the folder and say, okay. This is the working directory, which is different from my program location. I have this on another drive. I would suggest that if you can, do the same thing. So it will, all the temp files and stuff will go into this working directory. Then your astrometry API key would go here. Latitude, longitude, time zone, and minimum altitude if you're going to use what's in my image and what's in my sky. With that out of the way, you would save those changes. I don't need to. And now what we're going to do is I'm just going to show you a quick workflow. And the first thing we want to do is open up an image. So I'm going to go to my SharpCap folder and I'm going to look for this. And again, I'll load both of these up for you. When you do the auto stretch, it does something funky with this data, and I haven't quite figured it out yet. So we'll be using the 16-bit data. To do this work. So this is going to be a 16-bit fit of a SharpCap stack. It was 75 frames at 30 seconds each. And you can see that there's a pretty big difference in the way the stretches look. So this is the stretched image. This is the non-stretched image. And the first thing we want to do is to, you can see we have some stacking errors. We want to go, oh, I'm sorry. The first thing we want, yes, is to crop it. So we'll just overstretch it a little bit. That'll allow us to see all the errors. And I'm just going to grab, I don't want to grab the whole image. Grab something like that. We'll say okay. And I'm going to just zoom in a little bit on this so that we could see there's a lot of noise in the image. The stars are a little messed up. And we have gradients. So what I want to do next is align the color channels. So if you open up the histogram right here, and I'll just move this up out of the way, you'll see that my color channels are no longer aligned. And a lot of that has to do with the settings I was using in SharpCap, mainly because I had a ton of smoke this night. And that can be seen in the red cast in the gradient. But what we will wind up with is really kind of amazing when you look at this. It is just something. So what I'm going to do, just for the heck of it, is I'm going to save. I'm going to open up the original image in the channel 9 or slot 9, just so we can have a comparison at the end of this. So this is oops, little baby. So this is the original, and this is where we're at right now. Okay, so again, like I was saying, is the color channels are not aligned, and you can see that in the minimums. We've got a 0.07, a 0.97, or a 0.097 and a 0.9093. and that's these. So what you want to do is you want to get them as far to the left at the start of your processing so that you have the most dynamic range when you start to tweak things. Because what will happen is if we didn't change this, this spread is going to get worse as we start applying our effects to this image. So by aligning the channels at the start, we will still get some spread, but it will be a lot easier to handle as we start getting into the routine of things. So what I want to do is go here, right here, and this is the pixel math. And I'm using a derivative of this. So instead of using the mids, I'm going to use the mins. And I've made an expression here, and it's slot 0, which is where this image is, minus min, which are these numbers, and it will put it back into slot 0. So I'll say OK, and what I want you to do is keep an eye on these channels. Boom. So now our channels are aligned and we did not clip any data. You can see that we didn't clip anything, which is good. And we've got everything at 0, which is what we want. So now I can close this. And then I'm not going to use Grasper, but I want to show you his background gradient remover, his ABE. We're going to do an auto stretch, and I know that there's a lot of faint nebulosity. You can just sort of see it in this overstretched image. So I'm just going to draw out a mask. Like so. And then I'm going to process this mask. And what this will do is remove the gradient. And I don't care, I don't want to see the gradient. You don't need to see it. But when this is done, this whole image is going to be flat from top to bottom. And it is. We no longer have that wicked gradient, which is good. So now with the gradient removed, I'm going to jump into cosmic clarity. And I want to do both the sharpen and the denoise at the same time. I'm not going to change any of these settings. I do have an NVIDIA GPU, so we definitely want to use that. I'm not changing the non-stellar sharpening, but I'm going to do a 64 and a 64, and I'm going to bump up to 80 on the denoise strength. And because this is a color image, I'm going to want to do a full I want them to work on all the channels, not just the luminance. So I'm going to press execute, and I'm not going to stop the video just so you can see. On my machine, it goes fairly quickly. Now, I think this image was started out at 60-64 and 40-40, maybe, thereabouts. And then with the crop, I lost even more. So it's still a good size image. If you have a sensor like an APCS or an APS-C, whatever the heck it is, like the DS26 or like an 8300, you can super resolution the data. And what this will do, it will upscale the image. And using AI, it will help to sharpen the data. But because my data is so big to begin with, I don't, and this is a bit of a training video, I don't want to really push my machine that hard. And what we can see are all these little red specks are hot pixels that are being exaggerated by some of this processing. So if I go into the stretch mode and then we zoom in, you can see the hot pixels. And that's one of the reasons I wanted to use this image, is it has a lot of hiccups in it. Okay, so I'm happy with this. The next thing I want to do is remove the stars. And it is currently non-linear, or I'm sorry, it's currently a linear image. So we want to say yes, and it's going to do a little bit of a stretch to help with doing the star removal. And this goes fairly quickly. Now, because I have so many errors in my stars, what we will see is when we get into the starless image, I have a bunch of blemishes, and then I will show you how we can fix those blemishes. I'm not going to fix them all, but I'll fix enough of them so that you can get a feel for what the blemish blaster does. And it will put the starless image in slot 1 and name it stars only, which there it is right there. And if we, come on, baby. Now, I kind of pushed the cosmic clarity a little too hard and I got a donut, but I'm not worried about it. Okay, fit preview, and if I auto stretch it, it's going to look like hell, and that's mainly because of the mask that's being made for the stars. So don't worry about that. And that now resides here in slot 1. There they are. I'm going to go back to slot 0, and we're going to go to statistical stretch. I'm going to back off in the meridian to maybe 1.4. I'm going to normalize and do a little bit of a color boost to say something like this. And we'll apply that stretch and see what it looks like. And I can live with this. So now what I want to do is jump into this tool right here, Blemish Blaster. And I'm going to start removing some of these. So here's a hot pixel, gone. Here's a hot pixel, here's one, here's one, here's one. And you can see, I'm not going to fix them all. I'm just showing you that the tool does an excellent job. Took care of that. So let's go a little bigger here. Got that. Just back off a little. And over this way, there is a bunch of bad ones. So we'll just start working on these. And this tool is very similar to, I forget what it's called. There's a tool similar to this in Photoshop. And the reason why these didn't get, you can see that there's a little elongation with these. We'll just get the big ones. Maybe do that one, that one, that one. Yeah, I think that's enough. We'll apply this, and we'll see in the main image here they will disappear. Okay, so I'm happy with this. Now the next thing that I want to do is I want to neutralize the background. You can see we have a little bit of a green cast, so I'm going to go here. First I'll remove the green. Well, you want to kind of remove the green towards the end of your processing, so we'll just go in and neutralize the background. You'll see right here, we'll turn it gray. And I'm happy with that. Let's go in and do a little HDR work. So right here is the wave scale HDR. And I'm just going to leave the other settings as they are, and we'll do a little preview to see if it's something I like. And I do. So we'll apply it. And this mask is made from here, so it's only affecting this area of the screen. So where this wave scale HDR works well is, say you have shot Orion, and your core is really hot, then you can use this wave scale HDR to really get some detail back in those bright areas. So now I can do some curves. But before I do any curves, what I want to do is take this image and make some masks. And I want to select the whole image. And the first one I'm going to make is a lightness mask. And I'm just going to pull up. And I kind of like that. We'll save it. Okay, it's going into slot 0. Okay. Then I want to grab a little red. So we'll work on these areas right here. And we'll use the same mask, so we'll preview it. And I'm happy with that. So we'll save the mask into 1. And then I might do a blue just for the heck of it. Even though there isn't a lot of blue here. No, we're not going to do a blue. So we'll just do those 2. So now you can see I have 2 masks. The first one is a lightness mask, so I will call it that. L-I-G-T-N-E-S-S. And then this is a red mask. I'm going to remove the mask, and I want to do a green removal before I start applying those masks. Okay. Now I might make my blue. I will leave it here just for the heck of it. But now I could make a blue mask because I've got color corrected. So I'm going to apply the lightness mask to this image. And I'm going to go into curves. I'm going to work on the brightness, and I'm going to double click to create a dot, and I'm going to pull down the darks and then bring up the lights. And I'm happy with that. Come on, go. And now I'm going to select the red. There we go. As you can see up here, it says red. And I'm going to click on the red, and I'm going to make a dot, and watch what happens to the reds. So you can see that I'm only highlighting the red areas. And what that's helping is these little jets. I don't want to go too far because then it starts blowing out the rest of the data. But I'm good with that. So we'll apply those curves. Come on. There, those are applied. And I might want to do another brightness. You can see I'm back on the lightness mask. Just to pull down that background a little bit more. And then bring up something like that. So I can live with that. Apply the curve. Yeah, okay. So now I have the image the way I want it. I mean, I'm not really spending a lot of time here. I'm going to remove the mask, and what I'm going to do is I want to copy this into slot 2. So I'm going to grab this tool here, the copy slot, and I want to copy slot 1. It's an image, and I want to go into slot 2. I want to say OK. And I'm going to rename it and call it Starless. Perfect. And now what I can do is select the star only image and go to the star stretch. And I'm going to back off on this to something like maybe 3.8. I'm going to up the color boost to something like 3.2. I want to remove the green, and I want to make a preview. And I'm kind of happy with that. We've got some beautiful blue stars, some orange and red stars. Pretty. And now what I can do is go back to my starless image and then go to this. We want to add the stars back, so we select this. The starless image is in slot 2, and the star only image is in slot 1. And I like that. We can apply that. And if I go back to the image viewer and turn off the auto stretch, we now have an image that looks pretty darn good. And if I want to, I can go back into the curves, and I'm on the darkness or on the brightness. I don't have any, I just want to darken up the background a little bit more and do something like this. And I can apply those. Those are applied and my image is finished. So we went from this at the beginning to this. Quite a difference, wouldn't you say? And now that we have all these tools available in one free application, it is really amazing what is available to us. Uh, Frank is working on this thing like there's no tomorrow, and that's one of the reasons it's taken me so long to get a video out, is that he keeps either adding things or expanding on what he's already built into this software, and it makes it hard to make a video because it's changing so quickly. And after yesterday's upload, I felt that it was now time that I could start to do a video and show you guys and gals how easy it is to take data that looks like this on a very smoky night and then wind up with something that looks like this. It's really amazing. So with that, I wish you all clear skies, and one of these days I'll be able to go out and start doing solar and deep sky again. I'm chomping at the bit. Have a great one, everybody.